Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Jessica, the Health Fitness Program Manager from Miter McLean. I'm going to lead you through today's 45-minute yin yoga practice. So grab any props that you need, dress as cozy as you want to, make sure you're just warm. Try to be awesome. Stay chill on the floor. We're going to start in 5 minutes. Grab water if you need it. Happy Wednesday. Hi. Hey everybody, thanks for coming. I have just about 1 minute till we get started. We are going to start in Sukhasana, easy pose today. But feel free to take the next minute to just make yourself happy. Great. So much better. So much better. Awesome. Welcome to class today, you guys. My name is Jessica. I'll be guiding you through your 45-minute yin practice for today. We're going to start off in Sukhasana, easy pose. Remember, if sitting like this is not super comfortable for you, you're welcome to sit on a block or a bolster, pillows, folded up blankets, like whatever helps you just feel a little more comfortable, helps you to just start to relax those knees down, start to come into your breath. Feel free to place your hands wherever feels good for you, because first we're just gonna start focus on grounding into the mat, clearing your mental desk, intentionally slowing your breath down. Feel free to close your eyes, and if you do decide to have your eyes open, just find one spot to focus your eyes. Lower this down. A hinty McHint, because we're going to stay on the floor today anyway. Oh, so good. So good. Okay. Yay. Okay, you just keep breathing. Really work to slow your breath down, making sure that each inhale is as long, as slow, as full and deep as possible. Maybe even taking an extra moment with your lungs full before you enjoy your slow exhale. Can you even make your exhale slower than your inhale? Taking a moment to pause with your lungs empty as well. I encourage you to consider Ujjayi breathing, which is a slight constriction on the back of your throat. Perhaps you're already engaging in some Ujjayi breathing. It will encourage your breath to sound a little bit more like the roll of the ocean. Sometimes it helps if you press your tongue up on the top of your mouth so that you're gently constricting your throat, almost like a snoring sensation. If you prefer, you can even exhale through your mouth. Just working to create an inhale and exhale that sound the same. Great news. I taste delicious today, according to Uncle Buck. All right, start to work on just finding a little bit of length through the crown of your head, just a gentle straightening of your spine right here. If you need to, bringing your hands onto your knees, just in case you're really leaning back or coming forward too much, just finding a nice grounding of those sit bones down on your mat. Exhaling shoulders away from your ears, creating the space that feels comfortable for you today, and inhaling, stretching a little taller through the crown of your head. Just a couple more focused breaths right here. Keep enjoying the same relaxing breath throughout the entire class. If you notice that your breath becomes really labored, you possibly just came into a slightly too deep of a stretch for yourself today, find where you can still breathe comfortably, where you can hold the stretch for the duration of the stretch, and let's have a good time. All right, so we're gonna start off with dragonfly, and we're gonna stay down here on the floor in this position for a while. So you're gonna open your legs as wide as feels comfortable for you today. You might even need to place your hands on the floor and take a little bit of a lift of your sit bones. Maybe you're just walking those legs out a little bit wider, starting to feel the stretch on the back of your legs. And then if you have pillows or a block or something, I encourage you to bring a giant prop in front of you. Feel free to call someone in your house. Bring the couch cushions. Okay, and once you're here, and you might find you need to bring your legs a little closer together, we're just gonna lean forward. If you don't have some sort of a prop that you can use, you can always just place your hands on the floor, on on whatever you found. Maybe even with your prop, you still find that you want to place your hands underneath of your chin. If you do have a prop, think about even gently pressing it into your lower belly. It's just starting to stimulate those organs a little bit as well. Taking as much relaxation here as you can with your back and just focusing on the stretch that's creating on the back of your legs. If this is already too deep on the back of your legs and you find that you need to just take a little bit of a gentle bend here, go for it. You need to do what works best for your body today. And then go ahead, come into the stretch that you can hold, and we're gonna be here for about 3 minutes. So if you're really slowing your breath down and making your inhale and exhale at least 5 seconds, that's like 18 breaths. It's not that long. But while you're here, I want you to continue to scan your body. Notice if you're bringing any tension between your eyes and your eyebrows. If you're doing any squeezing of your jaw or pursing your lips. How can you take the tension out of your shoulders? And just focus on the stretch that's happening at your lower back and your legs. So remember, Yin Yoga, we hold our postures for a little longer than usual, just to give an opportunity for our fascia, tendons, ligaments, even bones. Just get a little bit of love. Very normal for sometimes your muscles to just start to tremble a little bit as you get a little deeper than you normally might in a yoga class. They're a normal stretch. Great job. Find that complete stillness. So notice if you're like wiggling your toes, if you're blinking your eyes a lot. Either focusing your eyes on one spot to relax your mind or simply closing your eyes, enjoying your breath. Let's take our last 3 breaths right here. All right, take your time as you gently lift yourself up. Find your sit bones back on your mat on the floor. If you have a bolster or a pillow or something in front of you, push it forward. I'm gonna roll mine to the side just so you see what's up next. We're staying here, but we're gonna come into half dragonfly now. Let's start folding our left leg in. So fold your left leg in as close towards the center line of your body as feels good. You can have your left leg further over towards your right leg. Keep your left leg out towards the side. You can have it far towards the front. I want you to find what feels good for you. Find those sit bones back into the floor, so feel free to reposition yourself down here. Ooh, itchy, itchy. And then bringing your bolster back if you have one, or just walking your hands forward. Once again, coming into a stretch. We won't stay here quite as long as we did for the first dragonfly, but I really want you to use your breath and relax and release that right glute back down towards the mat. Notice if you're rolling towards your inner thigh, coming towards the floor. I want to get the back of the knee a little closer towards the mat. Remember, it's okay if you're not as far down as I am, or if going that far down made life feel uncomfortable, just lifting yourself back up. Just Chilling like a villain, you guys. Just a relaxed, soft focus if eyes are open. Three more breaths right here. Great. Gently lift yourself back up, walk those hands in. We're going to switch our legs. You might want to bring your hands behind you for a nice little bit of support. Stretching your opposite leg out, holding the other leg in. And being kind, because maybe you can't bring that other leg in quite as far. Just enjoying whatever you can do with your body today. Feel free to use that prop if you want to. And let's fold forward one more time. This is nice. I'm going to hang out right here. Remember, you're working to get that left glute regrounded with your mat. Back of the knee coming down towards the mat instead of rolling forward towards your inner thigh and bringing the weight more towards your bent knee. And then with our delightfully clean hands, feel free to touch your own face. Just breathe it out. Perhaps still enjoying that nice ujjayi breathing, that constriction on the back of your throat. Working to find some comfort in the stretch and in your breath, such that if there was someone else in the room with you, they might not even hear you breathing. You're just so quiet, focused, still. Let's take 3 more breaths right here. Oh, my leg's twitching. It's working. One more breath. Great. Gently lift yourself up again. If you have something in front of you, move it to the side. Let's take a moment and just bring our legs in front of us. Go ahead, bob your knees, windshield wipe your legs. Let's take a nice little stretch. Let's start off first. We'll do like a reverse plank. So point your fingertips towards your hips. Go ahead, ground your heels into the floor. You can bring your legs a little closer together for a nice table base. We're going to press into your hands, palms, and as you lift yourself up, you're going to work to bring those toes down towards the mat. As you stretch your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling. So go ahead, take a nice deep inhale. Find your movement on your exhale. Press into your hands, palms, lift yourself up. Stretch up, squeeze your glutes, hips come high. One more inhale. And exhale, lower yourself down. Great, turn your hands, palms in the opposite direction. We're gonna lift ourselves up once more. So open your shoulders, open your chest, pull shoulders away from ears, suck your stomach in, take a deep inhale. Find movement on your exhale. One more deep inhale. And exhale, lower yourself down. Awesome, shake it out. Yes, just a little waking up of our backs. We're gonna get into our sides a little bit more now. All right, so kick your legs out once more, coming back into our dragonfly. Feel free to bring some props with you now because we're going to go for a nice little side bend. So if it's difficult for you to get your elbow down towards the floor or to get your arm onto your shin, find a prop that you can use. It can be in front of your leg. If you need it to be behind your leg, that's also totally awesome. Before you come into that stretch, take a moment and do inhale and lift up, find your lifted length, and then you can reach over towards your right side. If you can grab hold of your foot, if that's cozy for you, great. If you can grab hold of your foot and it's comfortable to allow your elbow to hang down towards the floor, it's an even bigger stretch. Going to give you some options for your arm. If you want a nice big active stretch, you can bring your arm up and over and maybe even have it reach towards your foot. If you want a little bit more of a passive stretch, I'm going to enjoy my back of my hand against my lower back. I'm even going to relax my chin down towards my chest, but I'm trying not to collapse my shoulder down towards the floor. I'm nice and open here, so if it helps you to stay open, if it feels like a better stretch for you, think about turning your chin towards your opposite shoulder. Notice if your left glute has completely come off of the mat and find that grounding once again. And remember, you can use a prop, no shame. Now, unlike our other yoga practices, you also don't have to sit here with your stomach sucked in. Feel free to allow your belly to hang out here if that feels comfortable. Just creating a nice stretch on the back of the leg still and starting to wake up the side body, starting to wake up our shoulders a little bit more. Go ahead, take one more nice deep inhale. On your exhale, release your left hand bind. Go ahead, start to walk yourself in. And then over to the other side, bring your props to you guys. If you can reach hold of your foot. I enjoy holding my foot. It gives me something to do. If you can't, maybe you can just hold onto your ankle. I enjoy allowing my elbow to fall a little heavier towards the floor. It also helps me to pull my right shoulder back a little bit more. Remember, you have the option to bring this arm up and over, maybe even bringing it to your feet, or a little bit more passive stretch, just bringing your hand behind you. Make sure you didn't come over so deep that your whole right butt cheek came off of the mat. Work to exhale that side back down. Opening up your chest. Take our last 3 breaths here. Great. Use your breath, your exhale. Bring your right hand back to the floor. Walk yourself back in. Lift yourself up for just a sec. Bring your hands behind you. Open your chest. If you need a little break on the stretch, feel free to bob these knees in, bob your knees, windshield wipe your feet. Actually, let's do that. Let's take a moment right here in staff pose. Bringing your fingertips right by your hips. If it's uncomfortable for your legs to still be straight, taking that gentle bend of your knees, stacking your shoulders on top of your hips, your head right above heart's level, stretching up through the crown of your head. Just come back to your stillness and your breath right here. If you want to, you can even turn staff pose into caterpillar and gently walking yourself forward. Feel free to use a prop if you want. We're staying lifted in staff. We'll just be here for a minute. Last 2 breaths. Okay, if you came into caterpillar, gently walk yourself up. If you're in staff, hello. Let's go ahead and open our legs out one more time. Last time to come into dragonfly. Maybe you can even open them a little bit wider. This time we're going to go for a little dragonfly twist. So take your right hand fingertips, bring them either by the base of your spine or just by your hip or the outside of your glute, whatever feels good. Bring your left hand fingertips closer towards the inside of the thigh. Take a moment to really press into your fingertips and find that lift of your chest and the stretching through the crown of your head. A big inhale here, and use your exhale to gently bend whichever arm you have behind you. For me, it's the right. Use your breath to start to look over your shoulder. Keep this lift in your chest though. Really work to take the collapse out, even if your twist is not quite as deep. So active fingertips pressing into the floor, working to flex those toes back towards your face. This time you do want a slightly engaged belly just to support yourself in your spine twist. Find a place that you can hold. We've got 1 minute here. Then we're going to lay down. You're welcome. Great. Find that stillness. You're so worth it. Stay right here. Soften your eye gaze if your eyes are open. Make sure you're not like overstretching your chin away from your chest, so chin neutral towards the chest, or even a little passive here, chin tucked towards the chest, a little extra stretch in the back of your neck. I lost count of my breaths. All right, one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, slowly, gently untwist. Bring your right hand fingertips close by your left thigh. Bring your left hand fingertips by the outside of your left glute. Press into the floor. Find that lift, find that abdominal engagement, and then use your exhale to gently twist over the left shoulder. Starting to take a little bit of a bend of your left elbow. But make sure that you don't find yourself rounding forward. So better to even just have your hands behind you, to just work on the idea of opening that left shoulder back and finding a teeny twist. I don't know if you guys can see Uncle Buck, but he's like super cute today. Yeah, talking about you, buddy. Great, keep those active fingers on the floor. Just helping to support you right here in your last 3 breaths in our twist. Awesome. Use your next exhale to gently walk yourself forward. Go ahead once again, bob those knees back in front of you. We're gonna lay down on our backs. Bring a prop with you. We've got some supported lower back work coming up. I'm gonna switch to something a little smaller than the bolster. I'm just gonna use this block. All right, so lay
yourself down. Go ahead, bend your knees. Make some space for yourself. So we're going to open the legs up wide. All right, lift your hips up. Go ahead, place your lower back on your prop, whatever prop you've got. Just find a little support for yourself, and then go ahead, draw each of your knees in towards your chest. I know some people who've come to class before do not enjoy having things under their lower back, and that's okay. You can totally do this without a prop under your lower back. I find it to be delightful, and if you don't find it to be delightful, you've got to do you. But we're going to go for one last dragonfly, this time supine. So go ahead, spread those legs out nice and wide. Yay! If it's uncomfortable for you to have your legs all the way straight, you can go ahead and fold your knees in and kind of be in like a modified wide leg tabletop. Just finding what feels good for you, the stretch that you can continue to hold. No need to put any pressure on your legs, but if you find that you want to bring your hands to your knees, you're welcome to. Just find where you can relax and melt. Melting those shoulders into the mat, keeping a gentle tuck of your chin towards your chest. Just allowing gravity to help us to find that stretch in your inner legs. Not intentionally making it deeper, but you know, it might happen. I can feel my like pants stretching more as I just, you know, I'm gently increasing my flexibility. I'm just hanging out with you guys on the floor in your club. Nice work, you guys. I know this one's a little weird. Might be a super deep stretch for some of you. If you find you need to take it a little easier on yourself, that's okay. If you really need to bend your knees and bring them back in and come into your wide leg tabletop. We're just going to be here for 3 more breaths though, so can you stay right here? Awesome. If your legs are still out, go ahead, fold those legs in. Take your time. Maybe even a moment drawing your knees towards your chest, and then we're going to release our feet back down towards the floor. I'm going to lower them one at a time, just to be kind to my back. And ta-da! In our next pose, supported glute bridge. You might even find that you want to bring your block up a little bit higher so that more of your bum can hang over the other side. Feel free to open your arms nice and wide, bring a little bit more of a stretch to your pecs, especially if you go for this delightful football stadium arm, or you can relax your arms down by your side, whatever feels good for you. Little tucking of the chin towards the chest, but really not putting a lot of pressure on the back of your neck. Most of the weight is really supported right here underneath of your shoulders and also on whatever your prop is. Hopefully by now your breath is naturally so much more relaxed than when you first came to class. Can you take even longer pauses between your inhale and your exhale? Making sure that with each exhale, you're really clearing out all of the stale old air in your lungs. So each breath can be fresh, deep, fulfilling. Really working to fill that lower diaphragm and not just breathing at the top part of our lungs. So work right now to really expand that lower part of your belly. Each inhale like a balloon. Last 3 breaths right here. Then we're going to stay in this supported glute bridge. Do a little threading the needle. We'll support it, threading the needle. So, I'm going to walk your left foot in a little closer towards the center line of your body. It might feel good out to the side. We're going to find what feels good for you, but I just want you to be nice and stable as you lift your right leg up and cross your right leg over your left. Make sure you have a full crossing so there is some room to move your ankle. Feel free to shake it around if you want to. Start to stretch your right knee away from you, and then use your next exhale to lift your left leg up off of the floor. Drawing that left knee in towards your chest. Feel that big stretch all along the back, the outside of your right leg. We have our hips up on the block, so you don't even need to interlace your fingers behind your thigh. Just letting gravity do the work. But if you want gravity to do a little more work, feel free to straighten that left leg out. Bring that chin gently towards your chest. Make sure you're not putting too much pressure on the back of your neck. If you found that you were, you might find you want to bend that left knee again. Last 3 breaths right here. All right, bend your left leg if it was straightened. Gently release your left leg back down towards the mat. Uncross your right leg. Glue your right foot down, maybe wiggle it in a little bit more, find that stability. Draw your belly in as you lift your left leg up and cross it over. Make sure there's still some room, make some circles. Amaze yourself, see if you're a little more flexible on this side than the other as you stretch your left knee away from you. You can hang out right here if you want. Or join us on this magical journey of lifting your right foot up off of the floor, drawing your right knee closer towards your chest as you stretch your left leg away from you still. Just letting gravity do as much work as gravity wants to do. Remember, you have an option if you want to straighten that other leg out. It doesn't feel as good for me on this side, so I'm just not going to do it. Make sure you're not stretching your chin too far away from your chest and putting a lot of pressure on the back of your head. And just come back into your relaxation and your breath right here. I can feel my heart beating in my ears, and it feels very Pink Floyd. Next up, I expect to hear caw, 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 caw. Oh yeah, look, see there, the bird squeaked. Hello, is there anybody out there? It's literally how it feels teaching class on Facebook Live/YouTube. All right, go ahead, relax your right leg back down. Uncross your left from your right. Ground both feet into the floor. Use your inhale. Lift your hips up off of whatever support you have. Release yourself back down towards the mat. take a moment, windshield wipe those legs, right and left, right and left. Yay, and then roll over onto a side. We're gonna press ourselves up. And come on into tabletop. So much more I wish we had time to do. All right, so right here in tabletop, hands, palms underneath of your shoulders. Just give yourself a little cat-cow right here. Just find one last opportunity to really shake so much out. Shake it out. Maybe going more for just shaking your hips left and right as opposed to just traditional cat-cow. Ooh, ooh. All right, we got one more stretch for the day, and we're going to go for some low-flying lizard. So you're going to need to keep your left foot down. You're going to bring your right foot up. And then I'm going to wiggle my right foot forward so that as I shift my weight forward, I'm even going to wiggle my left leg back. Your right knee is pretty much stacking on top of your right ankle or like about the arch of your foot. You just want to make sure you're not all the way back here. If you're all the way back there, wiggle that foot back in a little bit. But to find that stretch in your hip flexor, you got to bring those hips forward. And then go ahead, bring your hands to the inside. You can even wiggle your foot out towards the right. You can stay uplifted right here, or come on down for a little bit of a bind if that works for your body today. Your right knee can start to fall out heavy towards the side. You're just kind of relaxing that left hip flexor closer towards the area of the mat. Deep stretch here at the end, I know. We're going to stay here for one more minute. Find that complete stillness and focus. Really just slow down your breath. Because after this we got Savasana. Three more breaths here. Oh, you made it. Awesome. If you came onto your elbows, come back onto your hands, palms. Gently take a bend of that back leg. Start to bring your hips back. You can take a moment in half splits if you would like. I'm going for it. All right, and then coming back forward, we're going to bring our knees back down, coming back into tabletop. Feel free to give yourself some cat-cows again. Boom, boom, boom. I have a friend who works on a farm, and she sent a video of a cow snoring. Did you guys know that cows snored? I did not. Okay. Walk your hands forward if you need to. Let's go ahead, bring that left foot forward, wiggle it forward as much as possible. Work to stack your left knee on top of your left ankle or sole of the foot. Fred threw all of her food on the floor before class. She is so ungrateful. She's like literally like a child. Thanks, Fred. All right, and if you want to, you can come on down towards with your forearms on the mat. Feel free to give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Worst you can do is say, nope, that's not for me today, and come back out. Remember, it's okay to wiggle your foot a little to the left to allow that knee to fall out heavy towards the side. Just finding what feels good. I think what feels good is staying a little lifted today on this side. Back to your stillness. We've got like less than a minute right here. So by our breath math, that's not even 6 super slow breaths. last 2 breaths. Great. Start to walk your hands back. Option to just take a quick second in your half split. Just stretch it out. Awesome. And then shimmy that left leg back in. Let's take a quick child's pose second. Opened or closed leg. It's totally your choice. You're just going to stretch your arms out in front of you. Walk your fingertips as far forward as feels good for you today, and send your hips back towards your heels. If this doesn't feel good in your fingertips, remember you can take that generous bend of your elbow, maybe even tenting your fingertips on the floor a little bit more active into your shoulders. Great. So good, you guys. Last 3 breaths here, and then we're gonna take our Savasana on our bellies today. Savasana on our bellies so we can get one final stretch of our neck in both directions. All right, so you're gonna pull yourself forward. Walk those knees back as you need to. Relax your belly down towards the floor, and then bring your arms down by your side, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And turn and place your left ear on the mat. You can take some rounding of the shoulders now, allowing the tips of your shoulders to come closer towards the mat. Feel free to close your eyes or find one spot of the floor just to focus your eyes back to your breath, back to your stillness. This time, noticing how your breath expands the back of your rib cage. Let's take 4 more breaths here before we lift up our heads and place our opposite ear on the floor. Find the movement to turn your head on your inhale while your belly's filling up like a balloon. Lift your head up and place your opposite ear or your temple or whatever you can get down on the mat, And then truly melt, relax, release as much as possible. Notice if you still have any tension in your head, in your mouth, in your shoulders, in your glutes. Your palms are facing up towards the ceiling, so it's normal if your fingertips start to gently curl in towards those hands' palms. All your awesome energy swirling right in the little universe in your hands. welcome to stay down here on the Savasana, on the floor for as long as you want. If you're ready to close your practice, press yourself up. And please join me in a seated position, and we can close our class together. All right, seated position of your choice. Go ahead, bring your hands palms to the center of your chest. Take a moment, tuck your chin to your chest. Once more, focus on yourself. Thank yourself for making this time for you, for your mental and physical practice, for filling your own personal cup so you can pour out and share with others. If you guys have any questions or concerns about anything that we said or did today, please let me know. If you have any parts of your body that are feeling like they need some love, tell me. Think good thoughts. Eat good foods. Speak good words. And thank you guys so much for coming and sharing your energy, not just with me, but with each other. Namaste.